It's worth just giving you an update on where we are with this big story, and it certainly is big. When you look at this chart, you really get a sense of that. It's a historic chart of the level of US tariffs on all goods going back to the 19th century, late 19th century, and where we are right now is the highest level of tariffs since 1939. They are in place right now. And if you look at other specific items, so that's across all goods, but look at specific things like, for instance, steel and aluminium, and golly, I mean, look at this chart, OK? So this is showing you specifically steel and aluminium. It was 25%. That was already historic highs. But now it's going up to 50%, OK? And the UK could get out of that. So we've got a stay of execution. We don't have to pay the 50% for the time being, provided we can get our trade deal with America agreed in time by July the 9th. But that's not simple. And it's not simple because it takes time between agreeing a trade deal and actually implementing it. And if you look back at the history of various different trade deals in the UK, the bars are just showing you how long it's taken to actually get them into black and white. UK accession to the CPTPP, that's kind of a trade partnership, 625 days. Deal with Australia, 714 days. Last time we were trying to reverse trade tariffs, 71 days. And right now, we're on 28 days. So we've done 28 days. We have up until the 9th of July, which is 63 days, to get this done in time, or else who knows what's going to happen. And there's a lot of stuff that needs to be agreed. So if you go into the small print, OK, so this is the small print as we have it so far. There's not much of it. But what we do know is, for instance, OK, there's cars, looks relatively simple, but actually there's still some big question marks over who's actually going to get the quotas. Is it first come, first serve, for instance? Pharmaceuticals, lots of question marks there. And when it comes to steel and aluminium, well, for instance, one of the things that the US is very, very particular about is they want any steel imports into the US that are going to be excluded from those tariffs to be only melted and poured in the UK. Now, why does that matter? It matters because if you look at the UK and where we make steel, OK, so two big places, for instance, Port Talbot and Scunthorpe. You've got blast furnaces there, or at least you did until recently in Port Talbot. They've shut down the blast furnaces there, so they're not actually melting steel in Port Talbot. Instead, they're importing lots of it from the Netherlands and quite a lot of it from India as well. So that they need an exception. And are they going to get the exception? No one knows, but it takes time. Same thing across in Scunthorpe. So they do have blast furnaces. They are melting steel there in Scunthorpe, but British Steel, it's actually technically still owned by the Chinese, by Jingye, even though it has been kind of nationalised by the government. So you see the issue. All of these complexities, meaning it's taking longer and longer to come up with this final agreement, and that raises the question of whether we are going to have to pay those higher tariffs.